Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We have a relatively fast video today. It's Wednesday evening, April the 8th, and we just got a coin back from PCGS Restoration, which is a pretty rare coin, pretty popular rare coin at that. In 1873, Indian head cent, closed 3 variety, with the doubled Liberty. And this coin sold online at a moderately popular auction site, not called eBay. It was in an Annex, yellow Annex XF-40 details holder, corroded. So we bid on it and won it for a lot less than I expected it to sell. Not sure if the details corrosion scared people away or if just auction site that doesn't get as much traffic. Either way, it went for about what I project to be about 20% of market value. So you can do the math on that. The PCGS price guide in XF40 problem free is $36.50 and gray sheet is right around $3,000. So, you know, details take off 20-30%. Still at least a $2,000 coin and probably between $2,500 and $3,000. The last XF40 at auction sold Heritage 2021, 39 and change, so could probably push $3,000 or close to it, but we'll show you that at the end of the video. We'll save that one for last. We have some crossovers and a couple of new purchases, and we'll just start off by showing you these new purchases really quick. Some of these will eventually be listed for sale on samscoinsinheavymetal.com, eBay, Sam's Coins in Heavy Metal with the underscore between each word, and on USA Coin Book under Jimmy Page's grade. So here we have an 1885 S, better date, semi-key date Morgan, frosty Rattler holder with some little bit of toning on the reverse. Nice, properly graded coin in my opinion. A nice solid MS63. I just sold an MS62 the other night on eBay, and I've had this MS63 forever. Well, not forever. That's a long time ago. But I want to say at least 2021. I bought this one raw, thinking it had a shot at PL, and you can see it's got some reflectivity on the obverse. It's even got a little on the reverse, but not nearly enough. When it was raw online, it looked better in terms of stronger mirrors. Actually, I remember sending this coin in September, and there was a tiny bit of PVC haze. It was a little bit of light green haze that I missed upon the initial submission, and they sent it back in a body bag. PVC, we soaked it in acetone, just for a couple hours, gave it a rinse, and there's no harm doing that. It's a solvent. Make sure you use pure acetone, not nail polish remover or paint thinner or mineral spirits or anything like that. Straight acetone is very safe for soaking silver and copper coins to get gunk, verdigris to some extent, green disease, that sort of thing. Any type of foreign contaminants. And then we had another 1885S, and this one was a crossover, NGC MS63. This was a fairly new purchase, I believe January of this year. See, it doesn't have the reflectivity that the other example has, but it does have a clean cheek and fields and good luster. And it ended up in a PCGS holder. Whether it crossed at grade or not, I guess we'll see in a minute. I won't tell you what I set the minimum, but I'll tell you after. But looking at it, do you think it made the grade? What do you think? 62, 63, is there a plus? Is it better? I had this one as a 63. I didn't really see it going up. I didn't really see it, you know, poor enough to go down, and PCGS agreed, so that was nice. So now we've got three 1885S's, all in MS63. The other crossover, you may have seen this one. I bought this one online maybe a year or two ago, and I just love the toning. Really pretty. I don't really use the term rainbow because it's so overused, but you know, it's certainly close to it on that strip. You know, I'd rather see it all the way around the coin, but you know, it's got a nice sharply defined border, and it's in a favorable location. And it's a very lustrous coin, very pretty reverse with a little bit of toning. Super clean fields, very well, if not fully struck all the way up. That reverse is just killer to me. I love that look. That golden toned in the obverse. Look at that cheek, huh? Those fields, there's nothing there. So, you know, I sent this one in to be crossed, really thinking, you know, who's brazen enough to put MS66 as the minimum grade? Be a fool. But that's what I did, and that's what I got. So I wasn't really going to let this one come back in an MS65 holder. I thought that would just not, I don't care whose plastic it is in. You know, for me, it's all about the coin, and I know that's very cliche. But I try to keep that perspective on everything I do. So, lovely piece. Remains in the core collection for the moment. Then we have this one. And we'll give a tip off. Boop-a-doo. First do not cross. When's the last one? Last did not cross. Honestly, it's been at least 4 years. I don't send that many in, but I had been like 12 for 12. This one did not cross, and it was a little bit of a head scratcher to me. So now that we know it won't cross, I mean, the fields are really clean. The luster is unimpeded. A nice swirling luster. There's very few marks really anywhere. There's nothing crazy, and there's no wheel marks. A little bit of soft, you know, softer strike, but it's a 91.0, and you'd expect it to be softly struck. You know, there's not really strong feather definition. The hair is kind of flat, but there's good luster, and there is, very clean fields and cheek and surfaces, and don't see what would possibly be holding this one back. So we left it in the holder because our minimum grade was just 63. Couldn't make it. Couldn't make it to 63. I really was kind of surprised. So we leave it in the holder as an NGC MS63, and we move on. I don't know what PCGS was looking at. Maybe they thought it was a problem coin for some reason. Maybe, again, sometimes the crossover game is a little bit of a gamble because they want to be able to see the coin not through the plastic, but in hand, so that might have been the only reason. Then we'll go on to, I guess we'll do this one next. We have this better date, 1903, New Orleans in an old green holder. 1903 better date. I don't know if I showed this one before, and if I did, I apologize. You know, the luster is okay. Surface is decent. I might have shown this one. If I did, I'm sorry. MS63. If I showed it, showing it second time. Sorry about that. Can't remember. This one, I don't know if I showed this one. Maybe I did. Maybe I'm showing these a second time. Losing track of what I got going on here. This 1892 tough date, especially in a mint state grade, and a nice coin. Got a little cut on the eagle's breast there, but kind of blends in. You know, looks like a regular, similar to the last coin. Looks like an MS63 to me, and that's indeed what it is. you know, to me that 91.0 is, it's got a nicer luster, it's got nicer eye appeal than both of these coins, but, both of these are New Orleans mints too. And then we have one more before we get to the Indian, 1897 New Orleans in a Rattler. And this has got that muted luster, that kind of like wet cement patina. This coin sold in a very obscure auction. And if I told you the price, you probably wouldn't believe me, but MS61, it's like 1200 on gray sheet. And, you know, this is an auction website that most people never heard of. And it just sold for a few $100s. At one point, it was under $100 in the final minutes. It ended up ticking up to $270, and with the buyer's premium and shipping, probably closer to $400. But in a Rattler, that was just an amazing steal. We're very happy. This one's not for sale. Probably wouldn't be giving away our buy prices so easily, but when it does go for sale, now you know. All right, so let's go to the Indian cent. Sorry, it was not as prepared as I thought. So here is the original. And I will take this off so that we can have a better look at it. Tough to get these in the light. Might be better outside. The no, that's not. I don't know why it's. Let me try to wipe that off. Okay, there we go. Thumbprints. Might be better off outside the light box. Let me see. Well, anyways, nice full Liberty. The corrosion, let's see if I can, it's hard to hold on to this grade blocker, is up there to the right of the S in states, between states and of, above the Indian's headdress, spot of corrosion, and then down here by the A in America, there's just a little bit of green, which is not really being picked up. Right there and right up there. Let me try to get, I should take it out of the light box. Let me try that. Sorry guys, not sure if this is going to be better or worse, but it probably can't be worse. One second while I reconfigure my setup here. It's probably a little better, but you can see the corrosion up in here. And there's that green down here. But look at the nice full Liberty, the bands, all the details. It's got a nice chocolate brown color. We see a few diamonds on the headdress. About 2.5. You can see one clearly there. There's about maybe 1.5 to 2 diamonds. Nice detail inside the feathers. You've got some original luster rolling in the crevices there. And then on the reverse is really nice. There's really no problems at all on the reverse. Just a wonderful example. No scratches, no hairlines, not much of anything. And I'm really happy with the way PCGS, you know, they're honest and they stamped it with the corrosion removed, you know, to you know, full transparency to the owner and to the next buyer, double Liberty, XF detail, corrosion removed. Wasn't expecting a miracle, wasn't expecting this to come back in a straight grade, but of course, I don't know, you know, and it was kind of, to me, you know, the $100 for the restoration to improve its appearance and get it in a PCGS holder over the annex holder was, money well spent. We didn't spend a lot on the coin to begin with, so we had plenty of room to mess around with it, and that's about that. So welcome your comments and your thoughts on that, and if you're so inclined, a like, a comment, or a subscription is greatly appreciated. Helps the algorithm, as you know. And once again, it's Sam's Coins and Heavy Metal, samscoinsandheavymetal.com, samscoinsandheavymetal@gmail.com. Find us on eBay under the same name with an underscore between each word. USA Coin Book under Jimmy Page is great, and we'll catch you guys in the next video.